California Stadium, seated behind our YouTube TV desk, bringing you all the sights and sounds that surround LAFC. This is Inside LAFC. Glad you could join us. Max Bretos here, Mark Rogandino, special guest, general manager. You have many titles. John Thorrington.
Thank you. Keep it simple with that.
GM.
GM
is fine.
Southern California's own. I mean, before we get in the team, I just want to say, we covered you as a player, and was this something on your back burner that you wanted to tackle when your playing career ended?
As you guys did cover my career, I had so many injuries that I was not one of these athletes that could ignore the fact that our career could come to a close at any point in time. So I see that as a blessing in disguise now. And from very early on, I would say probably when I was about 21, I was more focused on doing something in management as opposed to coaching, which is the normal route. I got my coaching licensing and things, but I was definitely driven and drawn towards this role. So the fact that the stars aligned and it's my home and everything, certainly feel very fortunate.
A sixth sense on that Thorrington, no doubt about it.
I was going to say, sounds like a little bit of symmetry, how things kind of come full circle. Obviously,
stars aligned.
A lot of the script is still to be written here, but we're a little over halfway through the first season ever for LAFC and MLS. We've described it on the air so many times. How would you describe it so far?
You know, we're halfway there. I think our goals at the outset of what we wanted to be was simply that, establishing and becoming who we said we were going to be. And I think to date we have done that. We assembled what we felt was a playing squad that we were really comfortable with, a staff led by Bob that we are incredibly pleased with. And what I would say, you know, where our goals started out of let's compete, let's be in every game, has now gone on where we're looking back at a first half of the season where I would say results and performance have gone well, but we're only halfway there. And you don't win anything halfway through a season. And I think we've got a playoff team here, and I don't think we're going to be shy. I will not be shy in saying I think we have the quality of personnel on board to be a playoff team this year.
One of the things I've noticed, though, on game days is your spot perched all the way up there.
I tried to hide.
Cat's out of the bag.
And you have the clipboard out, and
yeah.
So maybe just draw the curtain back just a little bit. What are you taking in? What are some of the things that you're looking and overseeing when you're up there throughout a game?
For me, it's observation. So all the time we're evaluating our players. What I observe up there is very little about in-game management because I think we have an expert at that. So I'm certainly not lending expertise there. It's just making note for, you know, post-game evaluation, what another team's doing, how our guys are doing, little things that I see, that we see, that help, you know, when we're circling back in conversation following the game.
John, whether you agree with it or not, I think there was a story early on in the season about there wasn't a lot of depth for LAFC, but you have went around your business, and depth has become a strength for this club, certainly as you prepare for the second half. When you look at the team build, was there a certain vision you wanted to, did it follow suit the way you had hoped for timing-wise?
Yeah, the difficult thing on timing is that the player recruitment and negotiation and acquisition is not a linear process. So it's not like you have this conversation and the next one gets you to it's like this. And so timing is very difficult. You certainly map out what your needs are and your requirements are. I would say why people thought we were thin is we were incredibly disciplined in what we wanted, and we weren't going to make signings for the sake of making signings. And I think we got what we needed at the initial part of the season, and then we saw with the addition of players throughout preseason, then again at the close of the initial window in May with the additions of Lee Win, Diamande, who are now hitting stride. You now add another designated player. We're still active in conversations in the league, outside the league, to add something this window. We've set up our approach has been very disciplined, and so we've set ourselves up responsibly where we have resources if we want to add wherever we need. And you know, and that's not just me. We have a very good assistant general manager in Will Kuntz. We have a very collaborative staff with Bob, his staff. Everybody's involved in all of our decisions, and the process has worked well so far.
You know, you mentioned the term designated player, so I want to go all the way back to the very first one, obviously Carlos Vela. You just have to feel like you couldn't have hit the nail any better on the head with him. I mean, this guy has come here to Southern California, become one of the faces of this team, but he has performed fantastically, not only going away to the World Cup duty and showing that on a grander stage, but what he's done here with the black and gold. I mean, from my vantage point, John, it seems like you just hit a home run.
Yeah, well, thank you. And certainly we are incredibly pleased with Carlos, and I would say two things about him. One thing is that I was so, not for LAFC, but for the league, to break this conception that if you are in MLS, you then it's like a retirement, and you had a guy on the field against Germany who was arguably the best player on the field, right? And that's with Champions League winners next, and so I loved that part of the story at the World Cup when you have guys like Cesc Fabregas saying, hey, remember all of you that said if he goes to MLS, his World Cup and his days of competing at the top are done? That's a great part of the first story. The second part of the story about Carlos that I don't think a lot of people see, but if you talk to Benny Feilhaber, Jordan, Bretos, these guys that have been around the league, and you ask what he's like in the locker room, and obviously we did a lot of research in our diligence as we were making a significant investment in Carlos. We know what you get on the field, and that's what everybody sees. But he is somehow humble, and the way he interacts with the group, and he's one of the guys, and I think that has been an incredible part of how this group has come together.
John Thorrington, General Manager LAFC, thanks for joining us. We'll continue here on Inside LAFC. Some great guests always coming here in the stadium or around the club. We'll visit with them and the heart and faces of LAFC, our supporters. That's coming up next. Back here where the magic happens, Banc of California Stadium, where the club will continue to enjoy the good days and the great experiences fans bring here from time to time. And Mark, as we welcome you back, alongside with me, Max, the first time you come in, first thing you notice?
You know what, I'm going to even take it a few steps further back, because you think about when this club was initially announced, they put the supporters first. Before a ball had ever even been kicked by any player wearing a black and gold jersey, it was about the supporters. Everyone talks about the 3252 that take up that entire section right back there, and all the
There's
supporters,
not an empty spot out
on
there.
all
There's
the
not
supporter
an empty
groups
spot
that are within that 3252. You see the logo all around town here in Southern California. I mean, it's amazing how much the club pays tribute to their supporters.
So, you didn't answer my question, but it was step one with creating that supporter culture, and they are here from the beginning, and they are here in numbers, and they're here to make an impression, and they light up this stadium. So, they're a mystery no more. We want to get to know the supporters a little bit better, so I got to the 3252, and I want to go there as a fan one of these days.
Bring your poncho, bring your poncho.
You can't go empty-handed. Either you're drumming or you might have something in your hand to drink or whatever it is. You can't go empty-handed, but that day's going to come. I'll bring Mark. In the meantime, we get to know the supporters a little better here in our supporter series. Hey, we're trying something new here. It is the supporter series. We get to know the guys, the girls of the 3252 here in the North End, and what makes it so special. We're here in front of the Heineken Bar. Julian, you're our first guest. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm privileged and honored. Lucky to be the first guest.
I see the French flag is on. You have a rooting interest, I presume.
Yes, my mother's actually Parisian, so I am a French citizen, and Vive la France, we won today, so good for me, good for me.
You were calling it here with some of your friends. Go, hey, man, I said this all along, they were going to win. Was that the fact?
Yeah, actually it was. When we first started the World Cup session, I said 4-2. I called the score, actually, so that's pretty ironic, 4-2. I was lucky, very lucky, very lucky. That's all it is.
That's bold.
Very lucky.
All right, so where are you from?
I'm from La Habra Heights initially, so LA County, and I actually met Jimmy, who's in charge of the Black Army, and that's how I got involved in the supporter section of 3252. So he really got me going at a young age, about 4 years ago. Now that you've got a team and you get to come here, what does this club mean to you? Emotionally, how does it hit you? It's always... I actually go to school in Kansas, so it's so tough to leave in August to go back. I will be flying back every weekend for every home game. There's not one game I will be missing. What about you haven't missed one. You're here at the stadium with your fellow fans. When you take your seat, what is that like? nothing beats that feeling. I mean, the drums are banging even before the game start, and the noise is always going. We're all chanting. We're really a big family here, and that's the one thing I really love. It is a family.
That's fantastic. So, in closing, when we see this, what is the word of mouth out about the 3252? We see it. It's becoming a national. I mean, people are taking notice.
Yeah, when I've actually gone out of state to different games, and we get nothing but high praises. Everyone actually is encouraged and really happy that we're there. They want us to be part of it. They want us to bring that ambience, that noise, so stadiums can mimic what we've actually gotten, which is tremendous.
Julian, you're doing a great job here, and thanks for being the first.
Hey, thank you. My pleasure.
Thanks, Julian, very much. That was very cool, and you'll continue to see that. And if you see me and you want to be part of that, just let me know. We'd love to catch people there at the Heineken Bar here at
that
the north
list has
end
got to
of
be
the
getting
stadium.
really long. That list is getting, I mean, come on. Chance to come hang with Max Bretos,
Yeah.
watch the game, be in the supporter series.
I want to give Patrick Aviles a little shout out because he is our supporter extraordinaire, our liaison. So they were banging the drums, and I was starting the interview, and I go, Patrick, could you talk to them? Just stop the drums for a second. Patrick goes down there. 10 seconds later, the drums stop.
That's the power of the capos,
The drums
right?
stop.
The power of the capos all along
Respect.
there. And their ability to immediately take control of thousands of people. By the way, if you watch those guys throughout the entire game, when they're standing on the capo stand out there, not paying attention to the game because they have such a stern duty that they have to pay attention to these thousands of people up there and keep them unified.
Right, all the fans here looking that way for their lead. That is very cool. Nothing sticks out there. This is a collective. It's not men or women or children. It's a collective. But we are aware of the women that are part of those supporters group, and they are as loud, as passionate as anyone as you'll see in the stadium.
Well, I mean, it's all inclusive, right, Max? When you talk about LAFC and Black and Gold Nation, it's all inclusive. We had Pride Night here at Banc of California Stadium. We
Huge
had
success.
Women in Sport Night here at Banc of California Stadium. And so it doesn't matter where you come from. The common thread is that you want to be a supporter of LAFC and be involved in something special here.
The women's supporters of LAFC, they have seized this club, they have seized this stadium. Let's take a closer look at what they bring.
Like, we come here now a couple hours beforehand because everybody we meet is so nice.
It's just one of the most fun atmospheres I've ever been in.
Really cool being surrounded by a lot of women. Everyone can be a fan, and I think that here you see that. There's a lot of women, a lot of men. It's so inclusive, and it's really cool to be surrounded by those kind of people.
When we come in here, it's kind of like a huge family.
Look around, it's a community. My grandma got here, so she got here. It's like if she's everybody's friend. So it really is like an extension to my family. My mom's never been out here, and she already feels like she's part of it.
On a beautiful evening in downtown Los Angeles at Banc of California Stadium, LAFC hosts Columbus Crew. The LAFC looking to stay unbeaten here at home.
This is the best crowd that I've been a part of. We're in the supporter section, so we're cheering and screaming the whole time. We never sit.
The whole stadium is rocking.
We've been doing so good, and I'm like really happy that I'm part of this. I bought tickets, season tickets, since like 2 years ago, and I had hope, and look at us.
LAFC gave us an opportunity today to show that women we love football.
We love the atmosphere, we dance, we love the drum beats, just the rhythm, everything, and we love the players. We're the heart of LA.
So undefeated at home, and I'm just very positive to where LAFC is going. The rest of the season is going to be just incredible. It's going to be part of who we are, shoulder to shoulder. We're all going to be here, and it's going to be amazing, and you can't miss it.
And that group you just saw, they've already logged a lot of minutes with LAFC, home and away.
Sure.
So they are in the bloodstream. But we're always on the lookout for folks experiencing this for the first time. And you got to experience it. This is a season of firsts, and that continues because everyone might be experiencing a game for the first time or wearing an LAFC hat for the first time. It just keeps snowballing.
Well, and the thing about it is you never hear anyone talk about coming here and it not being an amazing experience.
No, never heard that.
They immediately talk about the fact that they come here and it is a one-of-a-kind experience to be here on a game day, see the 3252, see all the color, all the festivities
Heckle
around the
Mark,
stadium.
if you
can
have
do
to.
that. Come right here to our YouTube TV set and you
That's
can heckle me all you want.
Okay, so we love fan engagement, and we have been on the lookout for those that have experienced LAFC, Banc of California Stadium, for the first time. Appreciate all your posts on social media. We have a big footprint there, so keep sending it to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Check out that YouTube. That's where you see this show all the time. And this is what some of the folks have been sending. Let's take a look here, Mark. Odukan, I believe, a big group. We like that, coming out in numbers.
And what about this next one here, Max? Ellie's first soccer game. I think that's Mrs. Shield 27. She's not even had the baby yet, and she's already incorporating the black and gold style.
Wouldn't it be great if Ellie years later come out and say, Mom, I remember when I was in your belly? And I said, okay, obviously not. But that's how you got to start them real early. Rochelle Lynn with the crew, enjoying it. Looks like a hot day at Banc of California Stadium. No one's complaining whatsoever, though. It's great.
And whatever you're a father or a mother, you want to bring your young child out to the games. We saw that photo with the baby in the oven there a moment ago, but how about this youngster right here? Father's Day gift was tickets to an at LAFC game. Excited to be here with Jetty. Jetty, come by and say hi anytime you're in the crowd.
And I love the different types of LAFC hats. I love it with the wings displayed, with the big gold emblem. This from Libby Wells, introducing the newest LAFC recruit, Mom Wells. Welcome to the family, Mom. Mom looks like she's enjoying it.
You know, it goes back, Max, to how we talked earlier here in the show about all-inclusive, and anybody can come and be part of this black and gold nation, I will call it, LAFC's family, because you come here and immediately all of your prejudices and everything are put aside, and it's like, hey, we're here for the same cause. LAFC, let's go. Let's see this team continue to be unbeaten and continue to be great here.
Yes, I cannot say that enough. It's very cool. So keep sending us on the fan engagement, and we will share it with you right here on this program. Much more ahead here on Inside LAFC. We're going to get a closer look at who lies ahead. Minnesota United. LAFC's played them before. Get another shot, this time on the road. And plenty of special guests coming through the door. We'll introduce you to them.
Carlos Vela! Fighting Rossi into the area. Rossi, goal! Diego Rossi does it again! Half cleared. It's a decent looking effort and a wonder goal! Superb from Vela!
Don't miss a moment of LAFC action right here on YouTube TV.
Banc of California Stadium, worth mentioning and repeating over and over again, where the magic happens. If you haven't had a chance to experience this place, do it. Even just for a walkthrough. Get in contact with us and visit the stadium, even if there's nothing going on. But there's always something fun going on. So we welcome you back, Max and Mark. We're all part of the YouTube family, right?
Absolutely.
YouTube TV, YouTube, their influencers. The mythical Muffin Boy, have you heard of him?
Oh.
That's my son's.
Oh, okay. I'll be sure to subscribe.
Yeah.
Click on the link in the description and subscribe.
He has a small following, but he's just started. You know these kids these days. But that's it. I mean, YouTube's a great outlet where you can find really cool stuff at the click of a button. And that includes Delantero 09, Delantero 09.
Okay.
And if you haven't seen him, he is an influencer, I believe close to 2 million subscribers. And he has some incredible access. He's in Spain, and he is doing videos with Real Madrid players. I saw Sergio Ramos, with Barcelona players, everyone, Antoine Griezmann, they're all there, and they're involved with him doing some really cool stuff.
So what you're saying is for our own YouTube channels, I really have a lot of work to do
Yeah.
to even get to 2 million. Okay, all right.
You can help us, folks. We can get there. You, me, and everyone.
And LAFC.
And LAFC as well, because it's growing every week. We get bigger here because we knew when this was going to come on, we're going to be on YouTube TV. We had our eye for YouTube influencers, some great ones out there, and they're always welcome here, and that includes Delantero 09. I'll call him Delantero 09 for now, who happened to visit us here at Banc of California Stadium.
All right, we are here with YouTube influencer. He's almost got 2 million subscribers. Delantero 09, Jesus. ¿Cómo es tu inglés?
My English is perfect. I can use it in all the situations.
Pero vamos a hacerlo we're going to do it in English and Spanish. ¿Qué te parece el estadio, este equipo?
El estadio me parece increíble, me lo esperaba más pequeño. No había estado nunca aquí en América, es la primera vez que estoy en Los Ángeles y tanto el estadio como la afición me ha parecido más grande de lo que yo esperaba.
Primera vez en Estados Unidos.
Exactamente.
First time in US, that's incredible. ¿Y qué te vas a hacer aquí en los días que vienen?
Pues hemos estado grabando retos con varios jugadores, conociendo la ciudad y apoyando aquí al club, a Los Ángeles FC.
Y yo tenía una pregunta, ¿qué es el secreto para tener éxito en YouTube?
Mira, te lo voy a contar, pero no lo cuentes, ¿vale? Es el pelo rojo, ¿vale? My red hair is the secret.
Should I?
Yeah.
Put the red hair?
Yeah, you will try.
Maybe black like los colores de LAFC? No?
Like the YouTube, you know?
How good does he look in the black and gold? Madrileño.
Madrileño.
Y se hace vídeo con todos los jugadores. Yo lo vi uno con Sergio Ramos y jugadores de Barcelona
sí,
y
Cristiano
cualquier
Ronaldo,
lugar.
Messi.
Y hoy con los jugadores en Los Ángeles también.
Exactamente. Hoy hemos estado con Jonathan Dos Santos también grabando.
Okay, yo no juego muy bien. Por eso soy comentarista. Entonces yo veo qué está haciendo.
No te he visto jugar, pero
se manda un like.
Me lo creo. No te he visto, me creo que sea.
Delantero 09. Check him out on YouTube, and I'm gonna put my hair red so that I can get some followers. You follow us. If you follow Delantero 09, follow us.
Maybe 1 million if you put your hair. Yeah.
It's a small price to pay. Gracias, compañero.
Un placer.
Que disfrute el tiempo aquí en Estados Unidos.
We've been at this a very long time, Mark, and when you mentioned Ray Hudson back in the day, he was the coach of DC United.
That's right.
He was the coach of the Miami Fusion. We used to cover these games and see him on the sidelines, and there was just something special about him. We'd say, this guy, he is a great interview. He was always very pleasant, just a funny guy as well.
Well, I love the fact that he never really had a filter, right? Whether he was a coach or now a TV pundit, he never had a filter. He's always going to tell you what's on his mind, whether it's what one of the best players in the world is doing out in the middle of the field or what someone in the stands is wearing or eating during a game. You're always going to get classic Ray Hudson.
All that lumped in with that beautiful Northern English accent that he is now parlayed into being one of the most preeminent broadcasters of our sport in this country. You know him. If you haven't heard him, you know him because of what he does at beIN Sports, as well as doing all the stuff for La Liga. It's very cool. Well, Ray had a chance to come out to see LAFC, see what it's all about, and I always dreamt about what he would say when Dio or Carlos Vela scored a goal. We might get that chance.
Okay, all right.
All right, here he is, Ray Hudson, the one and only.
Right from the moment that we came in through the gates, it was just pulsating in an atmosphere that fed off of each other. It's not one guy that's completely dominating the situation. It's a phenomenal scene. This is pure battle cry, you know, rip your lungs out, you know, and it would compete with anybody, anywhere.
This is what we play for. We play for trophies, we play for championships. That gives you pride and prestige, and these are all things that as a professional athlete you dream of, you chase after, and this is why you work so hard when no one's watching. You know, this is months of preparation in advance, and so we've been working hard all year, and it's led us to this moment, and now we're going to go take it.
Lays it off to Esprilla at the 18. Esprilla shot, save Miller. Rebound still loose. Esprilla save Miller again. Oh, he gets the right hand on it and pushes it wide. Back to Vela. Vela's going to send it in now with the left foot. Near post, deflected in, and an own goal. It's in. LAFC lead 1-0.
Wonderful goal lined up. An absolutely perfect pass played in with a touch as delicate as a mother's kiss and a punishing header. An absolute beautiful goal. The fire is on the pitch. The smoke is in the stands. And it's all a beautiful amalgamation of brilliance.
Curls it around over at Zanella. Zimmerman couldn't get up with it. Vela,
Another volcanic celebration of pure molten emotion. Absolute joy and delirium, and it's because of what's happening on the pitch. A wonderful goal executed.
Guzman gets good lift on it, and that is onside, and LAFC do concede late in the first half. Five white shirts in the area. Miller.
Arena gonna lay it wide. Rossi crosses it in inside the 6. Knocked down by Anella. Still loose. Harvey shot. And in.
magic. The thunder and then the lightning. Fantastic, man.
Pura vida. La 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 la.
I just want to thank LAFC truly and sincerely for a wonderful experience tonight. My expectations were absolutely blown away. And this group behind us that are starting finally to disperse were at the soul of this club. I think Bob Bradley's putting together a wonderful, nice footballing team that will bring out this stadium and be packed to the gills. Quality of the football is first and foremost. And if you keep playing like you just played tonight, I think the future is nothing but radiant, absolutely radiant for this wonderful new football club, a proper football club.
All right, very cool. Again, this is a steady flow of special guests coming here. That's not going to stop.
Why would it?
Why? This is the place to
I
be.
started it, what, about 30 minutes ago to get the show going, and now we've got Ray Hudson, we've
And
got Delantero 09. Who's next?
Your vest, that should get a SAG card on its own.
Well, I will be taking dinner orders later once
Really?
we're done here.
All right, we are part of our YouTube TV broadcast. I've really enjoyed it. I think I can speak on your behalf too. We've had a lot of fun. Who can forget our 1 hour, 40-minute weather delay in Houston where we just got to talk?
Fabulous.
How often do you get to do that? I
Must
enjoyed that.
Watch TV, people must watch TV.
So everyone in our business now wants to be part of the +1. And we have our latest +1. Much like the man you saw, Ray Hudson, has his ties with Newcastle United. Warren Barton, who represented England, now a broadcaster in the United States, will be our next +1. Well, he's going to be in for a rude awakening, so to speak, because what we do, we get this, we call the game, we get it right, we bring you the action, but we have a lot of fun. Take a look.
You want to go out into the nightlife? Well, people are always asking you, who's your +1? So we turn to Max Bretos, and we officially find out who his +1 is tonight.
I was a little worried about Fernando Fiori getting acclimated here. Looks like you're doing just fine. Oh.
Happy birthday.
Look at all that.
This isn't a wedding. But just, you know.
Felt like 3 hours with Max, though.
Just a minor detail.
Believe it or not, there is a swimming pool, a small one, around that corner in a football stadium.
I wonder why they call it the Sunset Dome.
I mean, I need my SPF right now.
It's a hot one.
Wait, Max Bretos does know how to do the Fortnite dance.
My second favorite Middlesbrough player of all time, behind Fabrizio Ravanelli. Sorry, but I'll do my best.
I feel part of the team. I feel part of this stuff.
You never know. Bob Bradley might give us a call one day. Just need somebody in midfield to hold things together.
Yeah, you got that?
You want me back?
He was a hit. He owned this place.
Hey, LAFC.
I don't know if you could hear me.
Some great memories there.
Great memories.
In a short amount of time, we've had some great moments.
And Warren Barton coming in, he's got some big shoes to fill.
That's right. I mean, look, this is, I'll repeat this over and over again. This is a thrill for me professionally. I've been doing this a long time, but to get another big name analyst to join me and Mark on the YouTube TV broadcast is very, very cool. And our next YouTube TV broadcast starting at 3:30 Pacific time is Sunday the 22nd at Minnesota United, a team LAFC have played already, beat them here, so they'll be looking to exact some revenge. I think they're a very dangerous team. One, because they've added Darwin El Científico Quintero to their, but this is a team with very little expectations, and I would say exceeding them recently. They've had a couple nice wins against Toronto in particular, and been able to score goals. Darwin Quintero had that trick. It makes them a tough out right now. LAFC's got to be careful.
If you look at the averages, Max, it's tough to win away from home in MLS play, period, no matter what team you are. Obviously, LAFC has exceeded those expectations, but I don't think you can take much stock in them beating that team, the Loons, 2-0 here at Banc of California Stadium. It was almost 2 months ago, because I think that Minnesota United have kind of morphed into a better team. They are pretty decent at home. Darwin Quintero adds a lot to it.
He just arrived by that time, the first time they played, so he's in the bloodstream now for Minnesota.
And I think because he has had some success and helped the Loons have some success, their fans have elevated their expectations. Remember, they're kind of holding off to see what they were going to do player personnel-wise until they opened their brand new Target Field out there. But now that they've tasted a little bit of success, I've seen fans saying, well, we got to add more. We've got to add more firepower. We have a nucleus now that we can work with. So it's going to be a tough game for the Black and Gold.
If you haven't seen their new stadium, it's very close to being built. It looks a little bit like Banc of California, but
There's
not
only
as nice.
one Banc of California.
It's like a nice simile, but it's not as nice. But congratulations to folks in Minnesota. That's an exciting thing to look forward to. And I know LAFC is going to look forward to visiting you there when that's complete. In the meantime, they'll play the home of the Golden Gopher CFC Stadium, but it's a tough place to play, and they'll look to get the win.
Oh, where can we catch that game on Sunday?
YouTube TV, 3:30 Pacific time. And they recently had a hat trick. They are an expansion team from 2 seasons ago, so they are feeling what LAFC is feeling recently. They had a recent hat trick through Quintero. LAFC had a recent hat trick through Dio, which brings us to our trivia question. Are you ready?
Fire away.
What is the only MLS team to never have a player score a hat trick for their franchise? Don't answer it. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can't hit that high note, can you?
No, not really.
Drop the answer to my Twitter handle, mbretos.espn, or Real Rogo.
At The Real Rogo on Instagram or at mrogandino on Twitter.
Instagram. Well, you can do that as well. And we'd love to hear you. This is a show for you folks. We're here to bring you all the good stuff. I hope you enjoyed this program. We'll be back again next week to bring you all the latest for LAFC as we head towards All-Star break and, of course, the second half of the season, which are big expectations. Mark, good seeing you, buddy. Should I shake your hand?
I've got one thing as we go out.
Go.
Dale, 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 ooh. Dale, 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 ooh.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. See you next time.